This fight is probably gonna be the most epic thing we've seen in the story so far. Just one chapter after the legendary number 1000, the battle between the 5 Supernova and the 2 Yonko has finally begun. And the vibe of the battle so far is as weird as it is awesome. All 7 participants seem to be absolutely ecstatic about the fight, with Kaido looking like he's having the most fun he's had in years. And the dynamic between Luffy, Kid, and Law in this chapter is also everything I hope to see. Killer and Zoro still have to prove to me that they actually belong to the top here, but I'm pretty sure they will. And the mix of epicness and comedy we keep getting is really everything that I love about One Piece. Now, this chapter had a lot of double spreads in action, so it did feel a bit shorter than normal. But nonetheless, there is a lot to talk about. So grab yourself a nice and hot cup of coffee, and let's jump right into chapter 1001 of One Piece. While usually the most important thing happens at the end of a typical One Piece chapter, this time I think it's very fair to say that it happens right at the start. After Luffy's epic new attack in chapter 1000, Red Rock, we now find out that this attack not only managed to topple Kaido, but actually dealt some real damage to him. This, I think, is a really important premise for this fight. We now know that no matter how hard it'll get, Luffy will be able to actually deal damage to Kaido. If any more proof was needed that Luffy will be the one to ultimately take him out, this is it. The remaining Supernova, including Zoro, are clearly very impressed with Luffy's newfound powers. And the fact that Kid and Killer seem to have entered this fight apparently expecting to be killed says a lot about their mentality. Killer stating that this battle isn't lost after all also tells us that just like Zoro, he was prepared to follow his captain into his doom. Oda, the master of flashing out characters really quickly if he wants to, now has started his work on Killer, who we still actually know quite little about. As this chapter proves, however, I think we'll be getting a lot of in-battle character development for him and Kids over the next couple of weeks. And I'm really excited for that. Someone who also seems very excited about what's going on is Kaido. He's clearly been taken by surprise at Luffy's newfound power, and in what must be one of the most badass panels in the story so far, we see Kaido thinking about the few people that have actually been able to fight him. And what a group it is that towers there behind Luffy in the background. Rox, Shanks, Roger, Whitebeard, and Oden. Not exactly bad company to be in, I think. Now, I think Kaido doesn't put Luffy quite there yet, but he's clearly on the edge of making it into this very elite circle very soon. Oh, and in case you're wondering why someone like Big Mom, Blackbeard, or Garp isn't in this group, I'm pretty sure that's because neither of them has probably fought Kaido 1v1 before. For example, we know that he's had probably a more or less friendly relationship with Big Mom. Blackbeard has only recently made his move, and Garp either is just not on that level or has not clashed with Kaido before. I know they fought on God Valley, yeah, but we actually don't know the exact matchups there. At least that's the way I would interpret Kaido's top 5 here. This newfound respect for Luffy and the excitement that Kaido experiences over being wounded are made very clear in the next panel, where out of all things, he starts smirking. This way of acknowledging Luffy's power is just great, and I love all the character development we've been getting for Kaido over the course of Onigashima so far. He decides to test Luffy by using the exact same high-speed, high-power attack that he one-shot Luffy with at the beginning of the arc, Thunder Bagua. And even though Luffy uses his future sight here, which by the way I absolutely love, truly all out right from the start, he can't dodge the attack entirely. Good enough, however, so it only deals a bit of damage to him, and I think we can agree with Kaido that this is actually a really big improvement. Now, Big Mom, meanwhile, doesn't seem to share Kaido's sense of honor and respect in battle, and uses this moment to attack Luffy with Prometheus. Before she can do anything though, Zoro jumps in front of his captain and uses Kinemon's Foxfire style, by the way, what a great name, am I right? And slices Prometheus in half. Not only do I think it's extremely awesome that Zoro learned this technique from Kinemon, but I also wonder if the matchup Big Mom Zoro that no one I think has really thought about might not actually be way more likely than we might have thought. With these newfound powers, Zoro and Killer might actually be a way better matchup against her than Kaido, who Oda shows us they can't seem to deal any damage to so far. And honestly, that will be such an unexpected but also awesome matchup in my opinion. But maybe it will also just be a lot of rotation in the end. Then we get this absolutely mad scene between the three captains that might actually be my favorite part of this chapter. Law switches out Luffy before Kaido can get another hit on him. And even though they're in the middle of battle, he goes on to tell Luffy that he was gonna move the scabbards downstairs anyway, and not because Luffy told him so. All three of them, Kid, Luffy, and Law, clearly have resparked their rivalry here. Though I have to say, while I definitely can believe Kid, I think we all know just how much Law is cheering for Luffy at this point. And I think he himself knows that as well. Nonetheless, a really funny moment, especially since it was so heatedly debated in the last chapter. In the argument who should be the leader of the group, Luffy has the brilliant idea that whoever dodges the fireballs that Big Mom sends towards them last will be the Kakushita, which means as much as lower rank or inferior to the others. And even though both Law and Kid remark that this is a pretty stupid thing to do during a battle with two Yonko, none of them dodges the attack anyways. And in a way, I think it was actually not that stupid of Luffy after all, because it ended the internal bickering and allowed all three of them to now fully focus and fight together, which is exactly what they do. After Zoro and Killer's failed attack on Kaido, the three of them attack in combo, and we see the full level of badassness that Kid has achieved with his Devil Fruit, morphing into an enormous metal skeleton. Fantastic stuff. Luffy turns gear 4th, and Law does this awkward thing again and just sits on a rock. Now, I don't think he's inferior to Kid, of course, but it's just his bad luck for having a so much less badass looking fighting style. Kaido, however, recovers really fast from this combo attack and transforms back into his fish form, I guess? Man, this will take some time to get used to. Now, however, I think it's fair to say that all parties involved in this battle are taking it serious, and I think starting next chapter, the real battle will begin. No more foreplay, I hope. What an absolutely epic last panel, and what an absolutely fantastic chapter after chapter 1000. Loved every single part of it. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Peace.